Podcast isn't a tag on Twitch,
Whoa,
even though they have a
Twitch, come
just
on.
chatting category.
That's it. We're just chatting.
We're just chatting, right? Um, yeah, I'm gonna wait a moment and then I'll put Craig in so we can save that for posterity. I don't know if you wanted to be on the page for chat at all. That's
What?
on the Twitch page for
Yeah,
looking
I'll
at
just
chat.
open. I'll just
Open.
open up Twitch.
And I'll go back and I'll clip Craig joining so it can be saved for forever. Welcome to our. We definitely have done this podcast on stream before. We definitely know what we're doing. Just let me know when you're wanting to go ahead with the recording part of this.
Oh, I'm good for whenever.
I just want to make sure our live is really live. We're a minute in and I've got no notifications.
Like, I'm watching right now.
Oh, you're watching right now.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. There's my
I can
notifications.
see, your
Perfect.
Discord.
Can always see my Discord. I'm just gonna stay out of any private combos.
Now I just see a tunnel of the same screen over and over again, getting smaller and smaller. Oh, and now we're back.
All right, we're gonna show everyone what it's like to have Craig join the call.
Now recording.
There he is. There's the creepy bear face. Plus, we're gonna go full screen in a moment to show the bear face. But first, I'm gonna kick us in with our intro music. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lights, Camera, Upkeep, the podcast about filmmaking, pop culture, and whatever else we want to throw into the mix. And today, we're live. We're doing our first ever live podcast on Twitch. And I think I just accidentally opened my email. Oh my! I have an email button on my keyboard, and it's the worst because it'll open Outlook, which doesn't work for anybody.
Here it comes. I see it.
So yeah, we're doing our first live podcast on Twitch, just in case we've got any Twitch viewers who'd like to know the other stuff we're into. I'm just gonna turn that a little bit. I always like to have it so that there's a safe route out. Now that I'm done explaining that we're live for the fourth time, let's jump into it. I am Corbin, and with me, as always, is Will.
Yep, and we're at that point where we don't know whether doing this live is a good idea or the worst idea we've ever had.
I don't think it can hurt.
Can I acknowledge my existence?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, Melamur is here as well.
And what the heck that bear thing is?
I already explained Craig.
Explain it again. Craig is our adopted child.
I guess I didn't say what Craig is. Craig is a Discord recording bot that we use to record the podcast so that I get a clean multi-track recording at the end of this. And that's much easier for me to edit. Unfortunately, Melamur being in the same room as me means she's on my same track, which has a little bit of a problem, but I can work around it.
Also, we're an advertisement for the movie Doppelganger Paul. If you look at my thumbnail, it's a great movie. Would highly recommend. You can get it on YouTube.
I'm just trying to see if there's any product placement in my background. Van Hultren's Music Center. Small town music store.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
There's all the different games.
Sponsors. Yeah, I'm not gonna list off the games. Come on. Okay. So today we're continuing our topic from last week of making Pokemon teams for fictional characters. And I have made this difficult for myself by I do not have the list in front of me because I have this lovely full screen setup. So Will's gonna tell me all the characters I picked, and then we're gonna like back and forth on Pokemon. I'll at least pull up a Pokemon list, I guess. That's what phones are for.
I'm just gonna have to use my brain, my good old fashioned brain. I'm tapped out right now. I've got the stream open. I've got this old age slug of a computer running Discord. It can't run Pokemon. What is this?
I'm bringing up Pokemon Go so I can have. Well, I only have the Pokemon that I've collected for the descriptive entries, but it's a bit faster.
What is the Pokemon list on Bulbapedia? I feel like it's on Bulbapedia.
Well, Cerebi. We used Cerebi last time.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I like. I find that Bulbapedia falls in too much of the... You know, like whenever you go into a fan wiki page and it seems like a good website, and then suddenly all the facts of it being a wiki page come into place, and like ads are popping up everywhere, and it's like crashing and like pop-ups. Whereas like Cerebi is just some weird man who has devoted the last 20 years of his life making Pokemon content on the internet.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. I've had hit and miss interactions with wikis in the fact that I edited a wiki for a while. How the hell do I spell Cerebi?
Oh, Serebii. This
there
is our next advertisement, Cerebi. Anyone who plays a Pokemon game, Cerebi is a great resource. You can look up Pokédex entries, see what gym leaders have, see where to get stuff, the best shiny hunting method. It's just a great website.
My gosh, I tried to fight Giovanni 3 times. The first time I fought him, I just barely was able to, because he has a Persian first. Just barely able to kill it with my Hariyama. Huh?
They went with the anime team. Because like the only time Giovanni ever has a Persian is in the anime, because he usually just has like ground types.
Yeah, and then it's a Nidoking, and then there's this, I think, a legendary water type of some kind. I forget the name of it. I hadn't seen it before. But the first time I fought it, I was able to get through with my Hariyama, just barely, and then do a little bit of damage to the Nidoking next. And I was trying to work out which of my Pokemon could actually take out Nidoking. And a couple of times I was able to make it, so I was able to figure out what his third one is. And then it glitched on me, and then it disappeared. Eventually, I picked the balloon again, and it was flying overhead, and I clicked it. I'm like, okay, I can just pick up where I left off, because it remembered what Pokemon I was going to use. And I fought the Persian again, and it royally kicked every single Pokemon. Like, what happened? Why did it suddenly jump up?
Persian's a real low-tier Pokemon, in my opinion.
It's CP over 6,000. Whereas most of mine they don't even breach 3,000. I don't have a single one that has breached 3,000. I don't know what happened.
Advertisement portion.
Yeah, one of the problems with Pokemon Go.
Quit.
One of the issues with Pokemon Go is that it's structured more like an MMO than like a Pokemon game. So like all of the battle mechanics are greatly skewed to just be like it's a grind fest or a microtransaction party.
Yeah, I had 100,000 Stardust, and so I was leveling up the ones for the one that's just below him, below Giovanni, because I was having a hard time with him too. And now I have practically no Stardust. Oh my god, he's above my head again. It's Giovanni, isn't it? Go away, Giovanni! I'm so done with you. I am so done with you.
One of the things I love about the original Pokemon game is because they only had 151 Pokemon to take from, whenever a gym was like a certain type, that gym leader would sometimes have like 3 of the same Pokemon because there weren't enough Pokemon of that type.
To actually do.
Like Lance, the dragon guy, he had like 2 Dragonites, a Dragonair, and then he had like Gyarados and Charizards, which aren't even dragon types. And it was like, Lance, don't specialize in a type that your region does not have. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, okay, man?
Now,
okay, so which topic do you want to start with?
Well, we have to end with we've got comic books and what, movies?
And TV. Yeah.
And we have to end with TV. That's the rule.
That's
If you
the
want to hear our covering of anime characters and planeswalkers, you can check out last week's podcast episode, which was episode 20. We're doing our first live episode for
Yeah.
episode 21 because we like blackjack or something.
No,
No,
but
it's because we're
Giovanni likes
advertising on the
blackjack.
stream. Shameless plug on our own thing in your thing.
It's true. We already have a link down below for the podcast. I just figured, we might actually hook some of our stream viewers onto the podcast this way. But yeah, I'd say let's go with movies because I'm pretty excited to make my ghost type team.
I still think that it's a fairy type, but we'll get to that. I'll go first, and mine is the dude. The best character ever. He's from The Big Lebowski, and he's kind of a one-dimensional character in the sense that he's just a stoner, but he embraces it, and he's just about bowling, White Russians, and being chill and brevity. He's all
So
about
he
brevity.
he needs a whole
I was
team
almost
of
tempted to start doing the speech where he's like, "You're Mr. Lebowski, I'm the dude," or El Duderino, or Dudeson if you're into the whole brevity thing. But his team, I don't think he would have a lot of Pokemon, because a lot of Pokemon, that's a lot of work.
rubbish.
And if he did have, wait, is my voice weird right now?
Nope,
Can you hear
your
me?
voice is normal. Is my voice weird?
I think I've entered a time portal of my Wi-Fi crashing.
Uh-oh. Well, I still hear you just fine.
Yeah, we hear you.
But maybe he can't hear us.
Okay.
This is
Well,
a terrible
my
idea.
Wi-Fi right now has just. Yeah, my Wi-Fi. I turned Twitch off. My Wi-Fi can't handle that. I live in the Stone Age. Okay. So for Lebowski, he'd have a Snorlax, for sure.
Of course.
It's the pinnacle of lazy Pokemon. And then he's really into bowling. Is there a bowling Pokemon?
I don't think there's a bowling Pokemon.
Like, there's Electrode, which is a ball, but that's like some real low tier similarities.
Graveler likes to roll.
Oh, yeah, Golem. I like Golem and Graveler as bowling Pokemon, bowling ball Pokemons. So yeah, I think he'd have and Graveler looks like a dude. Like, Graveler looks like you could chill out with Graveler, both grab a beer, just chill out on a couch with his tiny little. Where does his extra pair of arms go?
He grows a tail, so there you go. His arms become a tail. Or his arms become legs, and his legs become a tail.
What about Spinda?
Spinda? Yeah, Spinda's like kind of a stoner Pokemon too, with the weird eyes.
Yeah, and it's always like dancing and dizzy.
Yeah, and now we just need a White Russian. Is there a White Russian Pokemon?
Mewtwo?
Mewtwo? No, there's no way the dude gets a Mewtwo.
Oh,
okay. This is the closest. Because like part of a White Russian is that it's like creamy. He'd have that ice cream Pokemon.
I don't know though. That ice cream Pokemon is American designed.
Slowpoke?
So.
No, the ice cream. It's like an actually straight up. Oh, Slowpoke's good too. Okay, yeah. So he'd have. We've got his team here.
What about Ditto?
Snorlax. No, Ditto's not chill. Ditto works out way too much.
He wouldn't have a Magikarp. That would just always be a Magikarp. Never progresses.
I think that kind of symbolizes his character. Well, like, let's go through it. We got Snorlax. I like Spinda. I like Slowpoke. I like the ice cream Pokemon because it's also chill. Graveler and a Magikarp. And it's a level. It's
Called
a level
Vanillish, by
19
the way.
Magikarp. Yeah,
Vanillish or Vanillux if it's evolved.
Nah, it's
Which
gotta
it won't be
the
because it's the dude. So
low
it's
tier,
Vanillish.
yeah. So he'd have like, and his Magikarp would be level 19. It's like one level away from being a Gyarados, and it will never be a Gyarados. That Magikarp's always like, throw me in, coach. I'm about to evolve into being a Gyarados. And he's like, no, you're perfect as you are. And he's like, perfect as I am, I can't do anything. I can't move. Help me.
There's Shedinja. Shedinja's hard body doesn't move, not even a twitch. In fact, his body appears to be merely a hollow shell.
Yeah. Shedinja's a really
oh!
weird Pokemon in
What
the
about
sense that
Nose Pass? Sorry.
no, he's not into cocaine. Nose Pass, everyone knows is the cocaine Pokemon.
Good to know.
Slackoth is also really stoner looking.
Oh, that's a good one too. There's a lot of stoner Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is what I'm learning today. Like I didn't think there'd be that many, but no, there's quite a few.
Yeah, like-
Numel is also good. It's called the dumb Pokemon.
I feel
Numel
like
is
it's not
extremely
a good-
dull-witted.
Is there a weed Pokemon? Because I bet you there's like a Pokemon that actually it's like hasn't been discovered yet, but it's just straight up a pot plant
I
walking
think-
around.
Well,
I think
Numel
Budew
also...
actually kind of like
Hang
Oh, it's a
on.
bud.
it's a bud.
Numel, if I read out his little thing, Numel is extremely dull-witted. It doesn't notice being hit. However, it can't stand hunger even for a second.
Like that works for what a typical stoner is, but I don't think the Big Lebowski eats anything in the entire movie ever.
Oh.
He's on a straight liquid diet.
Ah.
Oh, is there a carpet Pokemon?
A carpet? I hope not. There's no
What-
carpet
what do you-
Pokemon, is there?
What do you mean you hope not? There's a candle Pokemon. One day there's gonna be a toilet Pokemon. There's gonna be a carpet. And it'd be like a flying carpet, right?
Of course it'd be a flying carpet.
And
It
it
has
would
to
be
do
awesome.
something. It can't just be a carpet.
And everyone would name it Scooter. I don't know why, but that just seems like a good name for a carpet Pokemon. Scooter.
Badoo.
So yeah. The Lebowski has a lot of stuff for his team because Pokemon are just naturally stoners. That's what they're doing in the Pokeballs. And you know when you open a Pokeball and there's like smoke coming out? That's actually just
They're
they're
just
hotboxing those Pokeballs.
hotboxing their Pokeball.
The previous to Snorlax, Munchlax also works well. Anything that looks edible, Munchlax will go on and swallow whole. Its stomach is tough enough even to handle food that has gone rotten.
Oh, yeah, we can't go down the food path. We gotta go down just the lazy path.
Yeah, I know the Munchies path is tempting, but
That's your typical stoner. The Lebowski, he's just an addict. Yeah. Which okay, so that's I think the Big Lebowski, and now we got your first one. And the terrible thing here is I don't know her name.
neither of us Googled this.
The
hang on.
Babadook mom,
The Babadook mom.
who's also Miss Fisher.
Yeah, and I was actually shocked when you sent me that message, which is funny because I both watched and enjoyed the Babadook and watched all 3 seasons of Miss Fisher. Have not seen the movie yet, although I'm guessing you'll tell me that that's good.
It was enjoyable. It wasn't as good as like the episodes,
Mm.
but it was still it was like a good episode, but it'd be like a lower tier episode.
Just for reference, the closest thing I could think of to a rug Pokemon is the female version of Stunfisk. It's completely flat, but it's a trap Pokemon. It's not really its personality. Oh, we also missed Dino. Lacking sight, it's unaware of its surroundings, so it bumps into things and eats anything that moves. It's just a derpy Pokemon.
No, you keep going to this E. You're stuck on the munchies. This is what we're finding
Are you
out.
hungry?
Yeah, I have my yogurt next to me. I'll eat it.
Oh, wait till the yogurt Pokemon.
Mmm.
Yogurt Pokemon. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about the mom from the Babadook, and the main reason I wanted to talk about this is because I have this fun theory that the Babadook is just a ghost type Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's what I said to my friends who showed me the movie right afterwards, being like, okay, I know you showed me this because it's a good horror movie and it's scary, but I'm about to ruin it for you.
Ruin
Babadook is
it.
a Pokemon.
You made it better. When you told me that, I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah,
You
I
just
share this.
elevated Babadook.
I share this with everyone. It's not like, okay, not ruin in the sense of how Malamar ruined the opening to Samurai Champloo for everyone she ever meets. Ruined as in took away the scariness. Which is to say that it's just a Pokemon.
Mr. Mime is terrifying. Drifloon kidnaps children. Pokemon,
off
they're
a
allowed
cliff.
to be scary.
Which is going to come into this argument. So first, let's cover the whole the Babadook is a Pokemon. So the Babadook is out of control and causes a lot of issues for the occupants of the house that he's terrorizing. So my first point for him being a Pokemon does rely on the anime. The Babadook just says his name over and over again.
Babadook, Dook, Dook.
Tell me how that's different from Pika Pika Pikachu. It's not. It's not at all. So there, we've got the Babadook saying his own name over and over again as a way of speaking. He is legitimately terrifying while free, but then once he is tamed, he's all right.
Yeah.
So he was just
badges.
She did not have enough badges at first, so she just had to, spend some time grinding, beat another gym leader, and there you go. She was all good to go. So I say ghost type because they tend to have terrifying Pokedex entries, and well, given the Babadook's pattern of terrorizing and then possessing its eventual Pokemon trainer, I argue it's a ghost type. Will, I'm so eager to hear your argument for fairy type here.
Wouldn't it be dark type?
Because everyone knows that the Babadook is a pride icon.
That's the argument. First of all, I don't know how the Babadook became a pride icon.
It was because it's popular in Australia. Like that's where it came from. Like Babadook, the movie.
Yeah.
And I think an Australian Pride parade, someone had a poster that said Baba Shook, and it had the Babadook in like rainbow overalls. And then someone saw that, and rightly so, everyone fell in love with it. It's great. And that's just kind of how the Babadook, embraced its role as a pride icon.
So I guess the whole idea of the Babadook actually being scary is completely gone. It's there's never really hope of that sticking.
So many people have skewered that movie by either making it a Pokemon or just making it a real hero and a pride icon.
Plus that movie is a meme factory.
Yeah.
Not SpongeBob tier, but pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. Because
like fairy types are also creepy.
Although I do like Melamar's argument of it just being a dark type, because it's not specifically a ghost.
Well,
and dark types are also very creepy.
I think it's
one
dual.
reason I like with Ghost is that Ghost types really are the creepy ones. Like they kidnap children, they hunt down children, that kind of stuff.
Ghost types usually have some sort of leeching that they do, and their physical bodies can sometimes morph through things, whereas dark, it's more like.
But the Babadook does morph through things and change his form.
Can we accept?
So dark ghost.
I don't think you can mix those two.
Yeah, you can.
You can do dark ghost. Yeah, okay. Spiritomb. Spiritomb is a dark ghost, and before fairy type, it had no weaknesses.
Let's say it's a dual type Pokemon then. It's one that can show up in one of two types, either dark or fairy. Dark ghost or fairy.
Yeah, you can get the happy, cool fairy ghost Babadook.
You can get Babadook or Babashook.
Well, wouldn't that be the evolved form?
No,
it's a legendary.
Oh.
No, not a legendary. You have a baby Pokemon.
A Lowen.
That's called the Baba Baby. So you have a Baba Baby, and depending on how the Baba Baby is raised, it always dies. The Baba Baby always dies. It's a terrible Pokemon, but it always dies, and it becomes a ghost.
What if the first form of the Babadook wasn't the Baba Baby, but instead the Bababook?
Oh, the Bababook.
The Bababook.
Oh, this is the greatest
And if
thing
you
ever.
read it at nighttime, it becomes a Babadook. But if you
Babadook.
read it during the daytime, it becomes a Babashook.
Oh, this is the Pokemon. You can call us.
And you know
It's
what?
gonna be.
Here's my argument for the Babadook mom. Do we need to give her actual Pokemon, or does she just have a team of Bababook, Babadook, Babashook?
Oh yeah, and like maybe that's it. That's it because it's the perfect team.
Well, you can
Bababook
also
is a real-
have like other household like items, like the candle one
Okay.
or Trubbish. Anything you'd end up encountering in your home, pretty much.
But ideally something darker ghost type.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the candle works, but Trubbish is just the cutest little poison baby. Trubbish
Well-
just wants to have fun.
Yeah, but it's
The
also a
original-
pile of trash that decided to become sentient, kinda. Where it's like,
yeah, but
hey.
not because of a ghost, but because of humans' pollution.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also just a cute little baby. Like you know the song "Girls Want to Have Fun." It was originally "Trubbishes Want to Have Fun."
I like that.
Trash just wants to have fun.
Swablu used to be a cotton swab.
I wait out in the middle of an alleyway. My mama said, "Don't."
Oh my gosh.
So we've got
She's got Bababook and
Babadook
Babashook.
and Babashook.
I really wish that we were talented enough that we could mod a Pokemon game that when we play our Nuzlocke, our starter was Babadook and Babashook.
I will see about that. I might have the capability to do that. Not for
That'd
the
be
not for Tuesday, but maybe for a
not
future
Tuesday,
game.
but one day in the future we do a Babalock.
I have enough. I have some experience with modding, and I can learn. So I think I can probably mod a Pokemon game so that we can have the Babadook as a Pokemon.
And we probably just use Mr. Mime's moveset. Because Mr. Mime kind of looks like a Babadook.
He will do the same thing as a Babadook, where he moves in with your mom and becomes your surrogate dad.
I also like the idea for having a Mismagius because of how the kid likes to be a wizard. And the description is magical Pokemon. It mutters curses and can cause awful headaches or terrifying visions that torment others. It's pretty much a sentient hat.
One Pokemon that works is also Bayonet, which is the discarded toy Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
I
toy
don't have that one, so.
It's a toy that when a toy gets thrown out, a ghost goes into it, and then the new Pokemon's sole goal is to hunt down the children that got rid of it and kill it, which is a terrible thing.
Isn't that
Like,
kind of
imagine
like Toy
someone-
Story, but like 50 years in the future?
Yeah, like imagine someone caught a Bayonet and then they brought it home, and they're like, "Yo, Jimmy," and they're like, "Yeah, Mom, look, I caught a Bayonet," and they release it, and the Pokemon lunges at the kid, and it's like, "Mom, why'd you bring this home? It's my old stuffed toy I threw out."
Sounds like Shy Guy.
Shy
He will
Guy.
never stop hunting.
Shy Guy's an SCP, but like Shy Guy's just if you see its image, it will kill you no matter where you are, no matter
Yeah.
what you do, it will find you, it will kill you if you ever
So-
see its face.
It can
Like
be
Nin-
2
like
pixels in
Nintendo?
the picture.
No, different Shy Guy.
Okay, because I was thinking, I was like, I must have missed something in the games that Shy Guy had this under connotation.
See, I got the reference right away because I spend so much time reading SCP.
Hmm.
Um,
SCP are people who loved Pokemon but thought it was for children, so they wanted to make an edgier version of it.
pretty much, yeah.
Until you get to Dr. Bright. Where it's just like, oh my. He's an idiot.
Dr. Bright's fun. Dr. Bright's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But let's move on to Will's next movie.
Do we have to?
Do we have to?
Do you
Or-
remember what it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, isn't it the stupid...
Adrian.
Oh! It's Splice because Splice is already a
Yeah.
Pokemon.
You know the thing is, yeah, this is like both
So
of our
he needs a
answers
Mr.
of how
Mime.
Splice is straight up. He made a Gardevoir or a Lopunny. He just made this weird Pokemon that he can lewd, and then he had sex with it, and then it evolves into a moth type Pokemon or a Mothra. Splice straight up is a Pokemon in the sense that it starts out this weird little thing, and then it turns into this weird sexy lady, which is I really hope Pokemon doesn't jump on that bandwagon. Like your
Any
starter
more than
starts
they
out,
have?
yeah. Well, just imagine if they went full tilt. Like you have a Squirtle, and then your Squirtle evolves, and its turtle shells turn into like a bra, and it's just like this sexy lady, and it's like, Squirtle, what happened to you?
Nidoqueen.
No,
Yeah.
not that. Not. We're talking worse than that, like the Lopunnies and the Gardevoirs.
Like the Pokemon that straight up are just like waifus.
Miltank.
Oh, oh, imagine if Miltank was designed now with the current weird Pokemon sexualized thing. Miltank would have been like this super curvy thing with all these nipples. Damn, Miltank.
Lick
But yeah, I think Splice, he would have the two creepy Pokemon, Gardevoir and Lopunny. He'd also have a Ditto.
Yeah.
He'd also have Gothitelle, which is the other lady Pokemon. His whole team would just be Pokemon that he unfortunately has sex with. He's a terrible character. It's a terrible movie. Why do we bring it up all the time?
Machamp.
Wait, Machamp?
Machamp takes him.
No, they actually no. Like eventually the Splice.
Hey, she develops a penis.
That's true. No one watched Splice.
And you can have a
We watched Splice, and we must make everyone suffer with us.
You can have a female Machamp with a penis.
If anything, you guys watched Splice because I told you to.
We trusted you.
No,
Wait.
he gave you trusted me. Will gave me full warning what I was getting into, and I'm like, this sounds like such a disaster. I need to see it.
Yeah, I told Corbin the entire plot. And he tricked you.
I did say it was bad going into it, but I didn't say how bad.
Like they had so many famous people in that movie, didn't they? And the graphics in it were terrible, which means they probably had a pretty good budget. They had a good budget. They had good actors. How did that happen? How did that movie exist? But
Someone
yeah,
share their fetishes a little bit too openly. Don't
like
make movies about your fetishes. That's what Twitch is for.
We should make a sci-fi movie about my fetishes. Why? Why would we do that, Daniel? I've already got it all written out. Okay, cool. You already have a script? Sure, we'll do it.
Well, like, let's be honest, Quentin Tarantino also makes movies heavily featuring his fetishes. Just, it's a thing.
Yeah. The great thing is that Splice is part of the Godzilla universe. Because she turns into Mothra.
That comment pains me too much to actually like respond. That ain't Mothra.
No, she doesn't have to turn into Mothra. There's another one that she could turn into. Hang on.
But doesn't she go all butterfly?
Well, she does, but she's not like Mothra.
Yeah, what about Dustox?
Mothra or like, the Splice thing?
Mothra.
Mothra would kill it.
Dustox?
It wins through making people uncomfortable. Oh, that's actually Adrian Brody could be going against like Ash walks up to him and he's like, "Hey, let's have a fight." And like Ash throws out his Pikachu, and then like Lopunny comes out and it's got like a ball gag in its mouth, and Ash is like, I don't wanna fight you, sir. What do you mean? Our Pokemon are allowed to have items on them. Sir, I think you don't understand how we play this game. It's like that episode of South Park where they're playing Lord of the Rings, but Butters accidentally watched a porn instead. But he thought that they watched the same movie, so he's playing the game real wrong.
What about Mile?
I feel like that's what would happen. He would just, and all of his Pokemon would come out, and everyone would just forfeit. No one would ever actually finish a match.
I'm actually going to give you a point for Mawile being a Pokemon on Adrian Brody's team because Mawile is an adaptation of a yokai, and female yokai are often waifu'd.
Yeah.
Well, also, it's got the waifu kind of look, but it's also got the dangerous, oh god, it could like bite
but that just adds to the like raw attraction.
It's got a weird thingy in its like behind region that could kill you, just like she did.
There's also that Pokemon Levani. It's got a bug face, but then for some reason they gave it like a sexy body. And it was like they're designing the Pokemon. They're like, okay, the first thing, it'll be a worm. Okay. And then that worm will turn into like a fat bug. Okay. And then that fat bug head is gonna grow a sexy lady body. Wait, what are we designing? We're designing a Pokemon, sir. Get your head out of the gutter. We'll give it a sexy lady body.
Metachan or Hitmonchan?
Oh no, Metacham. Metacham's got those big thighs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one has been less really building Pokemon teams than the last one, and more like pointing out the over-sexualization of Pokemon and just the fact that the Babadook is a Pokemon.
Yeah,
Roserade.
but that's the characters we have. Our first characters, they were anime characters and planeswalkers. They lend themselves to the Pokemon. We picked the weirdest movie choices.
I feel like we'll
And-
get out of that as we get into comic books and then movies. I
Yeah,
guess we just
comic-
decided to start with movies to get the weirdness out of the
The
way.
best wife one though would be a Balissi.
What?
It'd be best housewife.
Waifu, you don't look for their housewife material.
Oh. but
Knowing people who look for
housewife.
waifus.
he would
Yeah,
still need
no
one
one,
to take
no
care
one's
of all
like,
the waifus.
you know what I want for my waifu? That Blissey, that maternal Pokemon. What? Blissey's a MILF.
It depends on what you're looking for.
But yeah, Adrian Brody just has the creepy team.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Babadook fight Adrian Brody's team. The Babadook would be really into it, and then the Babashook would be like, I'm not going to kink shame you, but you're doing some creepy things to your Pokemon, man.
Now I'm just reminded of the comic of You Can't Get Rid of the Badonkadonk.
What?
Someone just edited the Babadook story to You Can't Get Rid of the Badonkadonk, and it's just the Babadook like twerking
Is that the third Pokemon that
With
the
a thick-
Babadook can turn into?
with a thick booty.
If you
If
get
it's on
it,
Hump Day,
like-
Wednesday, and you read it in the middle of the day, you get the Badonkadonk.
Well, there's also the items that you need to like evolve some of them. You need to give it like one of the crowns. Hang on, I'm gonna scroll down so I can
For
see.
what?
There's sunstones, King's Rock, Metal Coat.
If you're looking for
Dragon
ball gags,
Scale.
they're not in Pokemon.
Not even the
I
Sinnoh Stone.
think I might have to close my blinds because my lighting is freaking the feck out. I'll just turn on my light, maybe that'll even things out, though I need to get a diffuser on it because it reflects on my glasses.
Yeah, some Pokemon evolve like when you want a Blossom in Pokemon Go, it comes from Vileplume, and you have to give it the Sunstone. And it's only
Yeah.
when or Gloom. Sorry, it comes from a Gloom.
Gloom, yeah, you get Sunstone. I think one of
So,
the
yeah.
weirdest Pokemon evolutions is to get a Mantine. You need to have a Remoraid. You need to have an entirely different Pokemon to turn a Mantike into a Mantine. And it's like, does the Remoraid, is it just like a hype man? Is the Remoraid just in the corner like, go,
Yeah,
Mantine,
you can do this.
You're already evolving. Don't stop.
Well, Remoraid kind of looks like a leech, so maybe it just bites on and they.
Well, no, it's because it's supposed to be like the Remoraids are like those fish that go on sharks.
Oh,
eat
the
their-
pilot fish.
Which is weird because a Remoraid turns into an octopus. I don't know. That's the weirdest design ever. They were like, you know what Remoraid's gonna turn into? A bigger fish? Nah, it's
Yeah.
gonna turn into an octopus.
Yeah. that
Remoraid
confused me for
Octillery
about
makes
3 months.
very little sense.
Yeah.
I have a
But they
deck
were like
that uses Remoraid to Octillery.
They're like, Remoraid, what do you want to be when you grow up? An octopus? Well, you
I
can't
want
do
to
that.
have
You said
all
I could
the
be anything.
Mickeys.
You said I could be anything, and I'm gonna be an octopus.
I'm gonna get
then
so
it
many
came back.
hearts.
It came back later with as an octopus. Like, man, that Remoraid proved us all wrong. Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah, I was-
you want
I
to go
was-
to your next?
I was confused for a very long time, but
Yeah,
the
let's hit
Remoraid
my next
thing.
movie. I don't even remember what it was.
Oh, Ashley Williams.
Ah, The Evil Dead. I think I actually picked a really hard one here because like most of the creatures you see in the movies that he's in are, things that he kills, not things that he teams up with. But he does have a knack for machinery, so I'm going to make an argument for metal type Pokemon.
I
Yeah.
think things with improvised weapons would be good. So like the spoon that Alakazam has.
Wait. Are we saying that a spoon is an improvised weapon?
Yes. Farfetch'd has their leek and becomes a knight. Sirfetch'd.
All right, time for me to actually look at a Pokedex and throw some
Okay.
into this conversation.
Bellsprout. You know why? Bellsprout.
Oh.
That
No,
weird viney
at that point,
Pokemon.
Tangela.
Oh, Tangela, yeah.
well, thanks for that. I hate it.
I wish that they revealed what Tangela looks like on the inside.
I know.
I imagine if it just looked exactly like a Mr. Mime. And it's just a Mr.
Aw.
Mime that didn't cut its hair. And it's just like Tangela.
There's a Pokemon comic that's the other way around. It's like a Tangela pretending to be Mr. Mime, but they misrepresent Tangela as a ghost type
Oh.
Weird.
that like
That's
drowns
weird that I
people.
said those two Pokemon and someone else happened to. Is it because they wear like the same shoes? Do they? No,
I-
Mr. Mime has curled shoes.
Yeah, Tangela has rain boots.
Has rain boots. Guys, I need to get my galoshes on. It's gonna rain later.
Okay, so I'm looking at some metal types to give to Ashley Williams.
Well, there's the timber set. Where
I like
they
how
use...
you're really on that improvised weapon path.
Yeah. Like, think about all
I'm
the
thinking
things
either
that
Kling
happened to Ashley
Clang
Williams,
or Mel
Kling
Metal.
Clang. Well, because Kling Klang's like a chainsaw.
Yeah,
In a sense, it's gears. Ash-esque. Because there isn't actually like a chainsaw Pokemon.
no,
I
I
like
wish there
Mel
was a
Metal.
chainsaw Pokemon.
Well, wouldn't Ferroseed be close to that? It shoots spikes when it's in danger. And it's a big ball of
Or we could
spikes.
give a Scyther because it has knife hands.
Ooh. Or Scizor. Actually, a Scyther. I like Scyther because it's got knife hands.
Knife hands.
Except for
Kabutops
he would-
has that too, right?
Yes.
He would cut off one of his Scyther's hands and put a mannequin hand on it, so it has one human hand and one chainsaw. Does your Scyther have a mannequin hand? Yeah. Does it help it in any way?
No.
No. It can use it has the pickup ability though.
I actually really like the Kabutops one because you basically
Yeah.
need time travel for it, which, he does that.
Oh,
Now we can open things up a little bit by going into anything in Cabin in the Woods because shared universe.
What about Spirit Tomb? I'll read its entry.
because it looks like the Necronomicon.
It was bound to a fissure in an odd keystone as punishment for misdeeds for 500 years ago.
All right, so we got Kabutops. We've got Spiritomb. I
Spiritomb.
agree with 100%.
It looks exactly like the Necronomicon. Its face.
So we need something that's like an epitome of manliness, but it either can't be a Machamp because that's too many hands, or it should be a Machamp because that's so many hands.
Well, remember the
It's
thing,
compensating.
his issues with the hands and how he replicates and that whole creepy business in the
And
original?
Machamp's so manly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna throw a Machamp in there for the just pure manliness that is Machamp.
Machamp's too manly.
Hariyama?
No, Hariyama's
Instead?
Hariyama's fat.
Well then.
I think Tangela. I think Tangela works.
Yeah, definitely
Tangela, yeah, the
Tangela.
plant type with all the vines. Yeah, I get it.
And now we just need the cabin type. You know, that classic cabin Pokemon that everyone loves? Cabinmon. I bet you there's a Digimon that is a cabin.
There's a
His
Digimon that's a gun that holds two guns, and a bunny with
amazing.
Gatling gun arms.
Oh, would he have a Digimon?
It just cheats and has a Digimon.
Well, Gengar, I'll read it out. Sometimes on a dark night, your shadow thrown by a streetlight will suddenly and startlingly overtake you. It's actually a Gengar running past you pretending to be your shadow. That sounds like something he would encounter in the cabin.
Yeah, actually, I'll agree with Gengar.
Yeah, because and in the third movie, he does have his shadow version.
Yeah.
So we got Kabutops, and I think Kling Clank works too, because it's kind of like his skill with tools and stuff like that.
Yeah, so Kabutops, Klinklang,
Tangela,
Tangela,
Machamp.
Spiritomb, Machamp, and Gengar.
Yep.
There's a team.
Boom.
I thought that was gonna be
Boom, bang.
difficult, but yeah,
I don't
Ash has his
care,
team.
It's fine. I'll figure it
Wait,
out.
no. Ash has a Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
Sh-
But that doesn't count as one of the 6 because it's just hanging around him all the time.
But that's like Ash Williams somehow ends up at Ash's mom's house. Actually, Ash is
Groovy.
Ash Williams.
There's the same person.
Yeah.
He just eventually hits puberty after like 40 years and turns into Ashley Williams.
And Pikachu cuts his hand off with an iron tail. Pikachu, why'd you do this? You never let me evolve. Raichu was so cool. I wanted to be a Raichu.
Raichu's cuter too. Fight me.
I agree. I like a Alolan Raichu because it rides a surfboard.
Surfboard, yeah. I think that would be more fitting to go with Ash. The
Yeah, because
surfboard Raichu.
once he becomes
alone.
Ashley Williams, he actually evolves his Pikachu into an Alolan Raichu.
But his
Yeah.
his Pikachu also loses its hand.
Yeah. Groovy. And it has a Klinklang attached to its hand as a chainsaw.
This is how we get over the 6 Pokemon rule.
Yeah. He's just merged them. That's what Diglett did. Because technically, if you had a team of 6 Doug Trios, you actually have 18 Pokemon.
Execute. Eh?
Execute doesn't evolve by adding more, but it is more than one. You are correct.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
And then
And that
there's
becomes a palm tree.
Cherubi has a little like essence, like an actual creature that's attached to it that it leeches off of until it dies.
Coughing and wheezing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Though that's more like an anglerfish.
Doduo and Dodrio.
Those
It
are
just
quite
suddenly gets
neat.
enough.
That's so
It
rude.
just grows another head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Does that mean we're done with movies? Yeah, we're done with movies.
Yep.
Well, that means comic books has to be next.
Yep.
Because TV shows have to be last because we're going to fill out our whole bingo sheet with that.
Okay, so my first Pokemon I've got here, my first comic book character, we have Tom Holland.
I know you mean Spider-Man, but also specifically Tom Holland's Spider-Man because he is a
we're
unique
actually
version.
Just doing Tom Holland.
Just Tom Holland?
Because he is a Pokemon. Everyone.
No, okay, if it's Tom
Spider-Man-
Holland, he has to have all the dog type Pokemon because Tom Holland loves
a dog.
dogs.
No. Okay, so Spider-Man. Like, obviously, the cop-out is to give him the spider Pokemon.
Well, first I'm going to find him a good boy, so, like, hold tight.
For Tom Holland.
Which good
Who's
boy
best?
though?
Best boy is Growlithe. Everyone knows that.
But there's also the like actual pupper one.
Yeah, but Growlithe is just still cuter. The funny thing is they make a puppy Pokemon, and it's not as cute as their original doggo.
I'm actually going to put a point in for Houndoom.
Because, like, Growlithe
'Cause
has,
he-
like, that whole
okay,
Shiba Inu look to him.
I want you to look up what Tom Holland's dogs look like. He likes the big beefy boys. So I'm going to put a point in for Houndoom here.
Okay, how many spider Pokemon are there? There's, like,
Spinarak.
Spinarak, Ariados, Joltik, Galvantula.
Joltik is a tick.
Yes, but it turns into Galvantula, which is the tarantula.
Mm.
Again, it's not as bad as Remoraid into an octopus.
Well,
but-
considering it seems to have 4 legs and then it has 8, I'm gonna say it's a Joltik centipede sort of thing that happens.
Oh, but no,
Ugh.
no spider Pokemon actually have 8 legs, really. Because Galvantula actually has 6, and it has 2 butt arms. Because those aren't legs, and they aren't even arms. They're just like these weird horns.
Are they arthropods? I don't know.
I think it's because 8 legs would look really messy, so they just do that whole cop out that a lot of like animation things do, where
Bah.
you just put less legs because 8 legs would mess up the drawing.
What
It's like Ariados has
about
4.
Scorpy?
Scroopy's a scorpion though.
Yeah.
And we can't have one of his villains. be
Scorpion
Lamont
is a
Sweet.
Spider-Man villain.
Oh.
Yeah, so that doesn't work so well.
See, I'm not too familiar with comics.
Okay, so
I know I'm bad.
Houndoom, I refuse to relent on this one.
You think Houndoom is Best Boy?
I think Houndoom is the type of doggo that Tom Holland would have because it
With
looks
devil
big and
horns?
it looks big and scary, and people wouldn't love it. But that's why he loves it, is he takes it in when people would otherwise be scared to. This is
Man,
why he
are
has
we
the
just
big beefy boy dogs.
revealing how much you love Tom Holland?
Are we
He
gonna
just
talk about how much I love Joe Keery too?
because he would take in that Houndoom too. Everyone just needs to have more Houndooms.
Everyone
They're
needs
so
more
good.
Houndooms, absolutely.
Are we gonna be cursed that if Houndoom is one of our starter choices, that we're just gonna have to take it?
If Houndoom shows up, I'm taking it. Yeah,
Even if like the
unless
other two
Mr. Mime
Pokemon
shows up.
are Mr. Mime is S tier.
Yeah.
Like our starter choices are like Mr. Mime, Mewtwo, and Houndoom, and we're like, well, we're definitely not taking the Mewtwo. So it's probably gonna be the sweet ass Mr. Mime called Stepdad. Because I think that's actually gonna happen. If Mr. Mime is one of the starters, and even if the other two starters are amazing, we're gonna take the
Mr. Mime.
And we'll
Absolutely.
probably lose. Because when we go against our rival, they'll have that legendary Pokemon. And then Mr. Mime comes out like, why'd you pick me? Stepdad, we can do this. Stop calling me that.
We just have our party die in the first fight. It's fine.
We'll just restart.
Until we
Okay.
don't get Mr. Mime.
Alomomola? It helps other Pokemon. It's called the Carrying Pokemon.
Yeah, but I hate it. I just hate
Ah,
that Pokemon.
well that's your
Especially because
that's your
Love Disc doesn't
bias.
turn into it. It's a giant pink
Yeah.
heart Pokemon that's water type. And there's a tiny pink water type that's shaped like a
Yeah.
heart. Why doesn't that turn into the other one?
Well, I think Love Disc would also be another one because
make
he
sense.
ends up being so like entranced by the idea of
Okay.
a
I straight up
romance.
think the unfortunate thing about Spider-Man is I think he just would have spider types. Spider-Man I think is a diverse character, but he's also got a real single motif to him.
That's true, but you said Tom Holland, not Spider-Man. If we're reverting to Spider-Man, then
Okay.
I would argue we can have Spider and Metal type because he does focus on technology, but
Also,
all Metal types
he's
must
goofy.
look like spiders.
It's goofy. Why not?
Okay,
Why
if
not
we're
can
going
always
with
be
Tom
seen with a
Holland,
big happy smile on its face?
if we're going with Tom Holland, which is weird that we're doing a comic book, we're going to do Tom Holland, but you know what? Let's embrace it.
You're the one that
he'll
put it in there.
He'll have a Houndoom.
Yeah.
He'll have. I think Ariados is the best spider Pokemon, in my opinion. I just like Ariados. Its color scheme is pretty good. It's like red and yellow. Which I know it does the blue, but it's got purple, I think. So you have Ariados to symbolize Spider-Man. Houndoom to symbolize that he's got a caring heart and will love that Houndoom that no one else loves.
Love
He's
all
a
the good
gymnast.
boys.
Is there a gymnast Pokemon?
I don't know if there's specifically there's Hitmontop. There's a lot of muscly Pokemon, like you've got your Hitmonchan, not really Hitmonlee.
I think Hitmontop works. Because
Yeah.
one, it's a tiny little best boy.
Well,
and it
doesn't
rolls around and
Medicham
spins
fit?
around.
Medicham's more yoga than gymnastics.
Yeah. Okay, so we can also give him one more spider. Because on Tom Holland, a good part of who he is he's Spider-Man.
Wait, we also have to give him a Pokemon that knows foresight because Tom Holland is always spoiling movies.
Well, that's why I said Medicham. It said that through meditation, Medicham heightens its energy inside its body and sharpens its sixth sense. That's what the entrance says.
I just really don't like Medicham.
Meditite undergoes rigorous mental training deep in the mountains. However, when it meditates, this Pokemon always loses its concentration and focus. As a result, its training never ends.
I just got a message saying, "Hey, what's up on Mixer?" And I didn't think we were streaming on Mixer. Give me a sec. If we are, whoopsie.
Makuhita is tenacious. It will keep getting up
We
and
are.
attacking its foe however many times it's knocked down. For every time it gets back up, this Pokemon stores more energy in its body for evolving. That Morphitz is saying.
One thing I think with Tom Holland is that he's still kind of like a child-ish. Like, he's quite young.
That's why I thought, why not?
Why? No. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Why
And
not
then you're
can
supposed
always
to say,
be
why not?
seen.
Why not?
Why not can always be seen with a big happy smile on its face. That's
He
in
have
it.
Is there an actor Pokemon? Is it Mr. Mime?
Mr. Mime is the actor Pokemon.
Okay, so he's,
Or Ditto, who can do any role.
I like Mr. Mime just because Mr. Mime is just the greatest Pokemon ever.
Also, quick aside, hi Gamer Girl in the chat. Thank you for the follow.
Okay, I think he was
We're recording a podcast at the moment, so just talking about Pokemon teams for fictional characters will be a fun little foray. I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so Ariados, Best Boy Houndoom, or Unloved Houndoom,
Unloved Houndoom.
Mr. Mime, Best Boy Hitmontop, even though he's not a dog, he's just Best Boy. And you know what? You won me over with why not. So why not?
There we go. Why not? Why not? Why not?
And- Yeah. And then his last Pokemon would be a Babadook. Because everyone needs to have a Babadook in their life. Or a Babashook.
His would be a Babashook, I'm
actually
sure.
gonna take a quick look at Wobbuffets.
No, Wobbuffet's the punching bag Pokemon.
Yeah, but I want to see what its. Oops, I accidentally exited. I want to see what its personality is.
If we were talking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I would absolutely say Wobbuffet. Because he does do the whole, I just get so beat up every time, but get back up. Which, you know, I guess they did a little bit in Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From... Oh, crap.
He's also Wigglytuff. I think he'd be cute as that.
Wait, I like how you said, I think he'd be cute as that. We're not making Detective Pikachu here.
Yeah, we're not... nor are we making Gajinka cosplays or mascot
Detective
costumes.
Wigglytuff.
I don't know where it is. I can't find it. Oh, there's Wobbuffet.
I don't know. I'm liking him having a Babashook.
Yeah. It's the new best Pokemon. People are going to be like, what's your favorite Pokemon? Babashook?
Oh, interesting.
What are you... That's not a Pokemon. Yes, it is. It is now.
Wobbuffet is called the patient Pokemon. If two or more Wobbuffet meet, they will turn competitive and try to outdo each other's endurance. However, they may try to see which one can endure the longest without food. Trainers need to be aware of this habit. So it doesn't fit him, but that's interesting.
And the weirdest thing about Wobbuffet is that the female Wobbuffet just has lipstick on.
Yeah.
And I have a lucky one, so I called it Get Lucky. A lucky female one. So it's like all spark. Yeah. It's like
Okay, you want to go your superhero?
Yeah. Not that
Flash.
I'm... Flash. Okay. All Rattatas, all quick attack. Done.
No. Okay, you gotta have Jolteon.
Shinx.
Yeah.
Real fast. Shinx actually isn't that fast though. Shinx works with like the whole electricity thing, but I
All
think you
of
gotta
its
go
fur-
with like Pokemon that have high speed stats.
It's literally
like-
called Flash Pokemon. All of its fur dazzles if danger is sensed, and it flees while the foe is momentarily blinded.
Yes, but that means like that's Flash in the terms of like solar flare, not in the terms of speed and lightning.
Which are like Jolteon, Yanma, because it
So-
has the ability speed boost.
Quick note here. Shinx goes to Krillin, 100%.
Yeah.
Just solar flare and run.
But yeah, it had like Jolteon for his speed. I think Yanma also, because the speed boost ability is straight up on point for Flash. He's a scientist. Is there any scientist Pokemon?
Professor Oak.
Okay, he'd have a Professor Oak. That he's just completely drugged up with X speed boosts. Like, you know, like the thing you can give a Pokemon to boost speed? Flash kidnapped him. Oh. Okay, I said a Professor Oak. There's many. There's Professor Oaks ever. And he just started injecting that thing with speed boosts. And then it's like,
Aren't Latios and Latias supposed to be really fast?
Corbin, search up right now what Pokemon have the highest speed stats. I would, but I'm
I'll do
scared
that.
I will kill my Wi-Fi.
Trying to
Okay.
go through here.
The top 10 fastest Pokemon. Deoxys Speed, 180. Ninjask, 160. Femorosa, 151. Electrode, Mega Alakazam, Regular Deoxys, Deoxys Attack, Mega Aerodactyl at 150. So, like, we're already way over 6 by the 4th entry here.
Flash cheats, though.
Mega Sceptile, Excelgor, Mega Beedrill at 145. I feel like Excelgor just because the name is speed.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting into the Jolteon is in at 130 in the tying for 8th spot.
I think that Jolteon just works visually too. Because like Jolteon's really fast, but it also kind of looks like a spunky Happy Boy, which the Flash is. And it's got the whole lightning electric stuff.
There's also, it's in between. It's Monferno. It's called the Playful Pokemon. It uses ceilings and walls to launch aerial attacks. Kind of fitting.
But
Not
it's
perfect,
not
but
I hate to be the person, but the Flash, unfortunately, is
He's a one-note character.
He's a one-note character, which is fast.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Silver Surf. Never mind.
Or Quicksilver? You meant Quicksilver? Quicksilver,
that's
at least they do a little bit more with him, yes, but he is...
Yeah, that one would
still
fit
also
him.
just fast. It's like, if your superpower is speed, it really just embodies everything that you have about you.
By the way, we're going to give him a Mega Lopunny.
If you want one note...
Because that is 135 speed, and it's a Lopunny.
If you want one note, I got one.
Have you...
Spoink. It can't stop. That's all it's known for.
He can stop, though. He's not a shark.
But that's what I was going with, the one note sort of deal. It's like that's all it is. It's just that.
So like, wait, if you had a Spoink use the move Rest, are you killing your Spoink?
Probably.
Oh no!
Yeah, it dies.
Spoink, use Rest. Spoink, wake up. Spoink, why won't you wake up?
Yeah, if it gets put to sleep, bleh.
I wish they actually incorporated that in the game. Like, imagine your Spoink fell asleep, and then it's just like, it fainted, but you can't get it back up. And it's like, oh yeah, your Spoink's dead.
We should keep that rule for our Nuzlocke. If we have a Spoink and it gets put to sleep, it's dead.
Or paralyzed, and we get full para. And it's just like, oh, our Spoink's dead.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I think he'd have Jolteon. Though Punny I like because it wears tights, and he wears spandex. They're kindred spirits. And then he just has like the top 4 fastest. He's boring. And the one Pokemon is called Deoxys Speed form, and he'd have that Excelgor. He would have things that have like speed puns and high speed stats.
So that would be Deoxys Speed, Ninjask, Femorosa, and
Excelgor, Jolteon, and Lopunny.
Excelgor, Jolteon, Lopunny.
Some kind of bird-like one?
No.
Like Pharaoh or something? No?
No. One of his things is he can't fly. He's fast, but he can't fly.
He can run up walls.
Why can't he just run up a ramp really, really fast?
Don't tell the Flash how to do the Flash. I don't know.
I think he has done that, but eventually he still falls.
Like, he could jump, and he should be able to, at the speed that he jumps, like, not fall.
But if he's
Ever.
moving his legs that fast, wouldn't it be kind of like kicking underwater? What if he wears like flippers and like kicks his legs in the air like that?
I think
If you
it's
combine,
still heavy.
if you
Yeah.
combine,
But at some point, forward propulsion beats out gravity, like with a carrier jet.
I'm gonna pull from another character here. You know what the Flash needs? A kite.
Yeah.
Be Kite Man.
If you combine Kite Man and the Flash, you have a superhero that can fly.
That's why I
I
thought
think you
long leg flippers.
No, I think the real ultimate is if you take any superhero and just also give them a gun. It's like
So Spider-Man
imagine-
Noir.
Yeah, imagine because really, if Spider-Man had a gun, they'd be like, "Oh, Spider-Man, you're so powerful." But what if I'm over here? Oh my God! Did you just shoot me in the leg?
If Dumbledore
Yeah,
had a gun.
I did.
I do think that was one downside to Into the Spider-Verse was they had Spider-Man Noir with no gun, and Spider-Man Noir uses a gun.
Yeah,
It's one of his things.
but it was also Nicolas Cage.
It was Nicolas Cage, which was a perfect casting choice.
It equals out.
It balances out.
Okay, we'll do my superhero next. And this one, he seems like a one-note character, but we've talked about this beforehand, and we know his team. It's Batman.
Yeah.
And I know what everyone's thinking. He'd have Zubats. He'd have Golbats. He'd have Crowbats. No, he has Mr. Mimes. He has six Mr. Mimes, and they're all named Alfred, except 2 of them are named Mom and Dad. He's got stepmom Mr. Mime, stepdad Mr. Mime, and then 4 step Alfreds.
What about a single cat Pokemon that doesn't like him, but also likes him?
That would be Catwoman has that one, and Batman tries to hit on it, and it's like, Batman is a Pokemon. Stop.
Ew.
I didn't have parents to
Oh,
teach
look,
me
there's
this.
the
Batman
Delcatty
didn't
again.
need parents.
Attract.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
just
the whole
Mr.
thing
Mimes.
he doesn't need the bat motif. It's totally optional.
Well, because the thing is, he actually doesn't really like bats, which is so stupid. It's so stupid that he chose his whole motif to be an animal that he's like, well, I don't actually like them. I just think they're intimidating. And it's like, really? You think that flying rodent is intimidating, Batman? Get your shit in check.
Which is funny because bats are in fact adorable.
Yeah,
man, they're
but
pretty cute.
if you go into their home, he should be dead because of the bacteria and other creatures that
No,
feed off
these
of
were-
bat poop.
These were rich bats. These
Good.
bats lived on the Wayne Manor.
I
They hid goods.
I think that plus Alfred just clears out all the bat poop. That's part of his job.
Yeah.
I think that the intimidation factor for bats is a swarm of bats, and so the fact that he is a lone vigilante that took
Lone
the
bat.
iconography of a creature that's only intimidating if you have a lot of them really shows how bad he is at iconography.
Well, his original move was that he would jump on someone and get his hand tangled in their hair. I got you! My hand's in your hair! And then they'd be like, oh no! Oh, his hand's stuck in my hair! And they're like, no, just leave it and he'll let go eventually. He's like, I never let go.
Oh my God.
But yeah, he would just have all these Mr. Mimes, and eventually Alfred would kill the Mr. Mimes out of jealousy. Master Bruce, you've been spending a lot of time with your Mr. Mimes. Alfred, I don't need you right now. You don't need me? And then, like, it pans to him, like, cutting a Mr. Mime in half and, like, putting it in the oven. Let's see how you like your dinner tonight, Mr. Bruce.
Since Batman himself was such an easy task, do we want to talk a little bit about his rogues gallery and give some Pokemon there? Just a few one-offs.
Yeah, Joker would also have a Mr. Mime. But his Mr. Mime would be different. Because, like, Mr. Mime has he's a 2-note character. Unlike a lot of these characters we've talked about, Mr. Mime is diverse. He's 2-dimensional. He has his creepiness, and he's got his caring. And Joker would just embrace the creepiness.
So he would have Cryptid Mr. Mime.
Yeah, he would have 6 Mr. Mimes and 1 Babadook. No, he'd have four Mr. Mimes, a Babadook, and a Babashook. The funny thing is that they made a Galarian
Actually,
Mr. Mime.
Okay,
and it evolved into Mr. Mime, and it's actually the Butler Pokemon. No, what does it turn into? It's I think it's Mr. Mime evolves into. I think it does evolve into Mr. Mime, but just spelled Mister instead. Real great naming here.
oh yeah.
Let me check. What does it evolve into? Why won't you find it? Why are you hurting me like this?
Have you been naughty, Will? Do you deserve it?
Yes. Oh, Mr. Rhyme. Its name is Mr. Rhyme. And it straight up has a bowler hat and a cane. So actually, I think that Batman would have 6 of those because they straight up look like a Butler Pokemon, and Alfred would be super intimidated. He'd see that thing and he'd be like, "I'm being replaced." I knew this day would eventually come, but I didn't think it was going to be a Pokemon. And then Joker would have 6 Mr. Mimes, and it would be the weirdest fight ever. And the Pokemon would just be doing the barriers on each side. As Batman and Joker just stare at each other lovingly across the windows. You're beautiful.
All right, I believe I have a Marvel superhero to
Yeah.
cover.
You got the
Oh, Frostlass
Meta-
is so cute.
the Meta Man himself.
No one's
Deadpool.
mentioned that one.
Mentioned who?
Frostlass.
Oh,
So pretty.
Frostlass is weird. It looks like it should be cool, but it's actually a useless Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's so cute. When you're talking about all the bitty Pokemon, I want you to come up. He's a cutie.
It's like a lady who froze to death, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't have one, so I don't have the entry.
It's like it's a ghost ice type, and I think it's like supposed to symbolize like the kind of like the lady who lures people into blizzards. That
Yeah.
kind of ghost.
That yokai, yeah.
But we
Okay,
were about to go into Deadpool.
He needs Pikachu.
Deadpool needs a Pikachu, of course, because we have to have Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds on a team.
Probably
Yes.
with a party hat.
No, his Pikachu is going to be Detective Pikachu.
Oh, right.
And he'll have a Deadpool Pikachu too. It'll be a Pikachu,
Yeah.
but it's wearing a Deadpool mask.
I agree. Both of those.
He'd have a Mimichu too.
A Mimikyu?
Yeah, consider the parallels between him and that.
Yeah, actually, like I kind of like that.
And it looks like a Pikachu. And it's like because Mimikyu itself is a meta Pokemon about Pikachu being the mascot Pokemon.
Mhm.
Whoa.
He'd have an Agumon dressed as the Pikachu.
Yes, I forgot we were going to throw Digimon into his team because he's just allowed to do that now.
What is the Digimon Pikachu clone?
I mean, it was supposed to be Agumon, but I don't think it was.
Because like Agumon, I thought was the Charmander clone.
Yeah, it's just like who's in the mascot role, right?
But isn't there one that's a bunny that has like 2 pointy ears or whatever? Because like I know in the first one, there's the one that turns into an angel.
Yeah.
It kind of has the whole Pikachu vibe to it. It's cute. It's got pointy ears.
I've been meaning to start into the new Digimon series so that I can, brush up my Digimon knowledge again without watching the clunky old show.
That was the weirdest Digivolve, like what was it called when they Digivolved? Was it Digivolve?
Yeah, Digivolve.
Yeah. The one that did have like those weird wings turned into an angel man. How did that happen? It's like you've got this cute little pig thing, and then suddenly it's like this weird man with blonde hair, and he's got like a real bondage fetish. And it's just like, where did you come from? I was here all along. You were here all along? You mean when we were hugging and taking a bath together and we were having fun, and I thought you were just a cute little guinea pig? You were this weird man? Not cool, man. Not cool.
And then, sorry, going back to what Deadpool has to have on his team, I think he has to have Arceus because he has to have God on his team. If there's
Yeah.
one person who's just gonna go and catch God, it's gonna be Deadpool.
And then he'd kill it in
He
front of all of his other Pokemon as a lesson.
don't get too cocky.
I caught your god. I killed your god. Listen to me.
I think he'd have a Loudred too, just so he can blast music for background music at any time he wants.
I can accept that one. So far we've got Pikachu.
Like, it's an option. It doesn't have to be.
Pikachu in a Deadpool mask. Sorry, Detective Pikachu. Pikachu in a Deadpool mask. Mimikyu. Agumon, but dressed as a Pikachu. Arceus for a while. Loudred, and who's gonna replace Arceus when he's dead?
Smeargle? Smeargle marks boundaries of its territory and, like, just, graffitis. He kind of does too. Again, just an option.
There is a two-sword Pokemon, which could represent the double
Doublade?
katanas. Yeah, Doublade.
And I think that works.
I've
And he
never
would
heard
use
of
it.
that one.
Like, he wouldn't send it out as a Pokemon.
No, he would just wield the swords.
He would summon Doublade, pull it out, and he just, like, start slashing Pokemon.
You don't think you'd try and fight someone with two spoons like Alakazam? Spoons.
Nah, he does like
No.
his swords.
Yeah.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that video about the slowest murder and you just really clunked on to it?
Yeah.
We do love that. We do love that. The horribly
Yeah.
slow murder with the extremely inefficient weapon. And
I
the
bet you-
sequel spawned.
The funny thing is, I feel like Alakazam would actually be able to speed that up. The spoon is inside your head now. What? Oh my god! And now I'm holding your brain that is shaped like a spoon, and you're dead. Oh my god! Alakazam, that was the coolest magic trick! Alakazam's such a weird Pokemon, purely for the whole Kadabra Yuri Geller thing. Especially because in Japan, Kadabra's name is Yuri Geller.
Wow.
Yeah, because like in English, when he accused them of stealing his look, it was kind of like, oh, it's the whole spoon thing. You're pushing it. And then when you find out what its Japanese name is, you're like, oh, whoa, Pokemon, you straight up did.
You just turned this dude into a Pokemon.
And that's actually the Pokedex entry for Kadabra, is that sometimes a human just wakes up and is a Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I think that means we've covered our comic book characters.
Yep.
We're okay. Time to fill the bingo sheet. So anyone who happens to be on for the live and is not familiar with our bingo sheet, there's certain things we talk about that have hurt us. And because they have hurt us, they tend to come up in every episode of the podcast. And once we've talked about them all, we know we're done. And
we've
so
already brought up one of the horsemen of this apocalypse, which is Splice.
Splice.
Snuck its way in early.
And I did actually mention Joe Keery, so like a little bit of Stranger Things already got in there. Though I didn't mention Stranger Things until right now.
It would have been hilarious if we accidentally mentioned all of them before we got to it.
Okay, guys, we can't do the TV segment. We already did our bingo sheet. All right, shall we jump into this?
Jake Peralta.
Jake Peralta. Trubbish. So okay. Trubbish to represent his messy desk and the messy desk joke.
Yep.
And his overall disorganized fashion.
Gardevoir for the title of your sex tape.
Yeah, no, that fits. Title of your sex tape.
Does anyone know what the entry for Cricketune is?
Pokedex entry for Cricketune?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of cricket sounds?
Like I'm
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Bunny.
I don't know. It's probably like something like Kricketune rubs its thighs together and creates a sound that does something.
Well, sometimes they have like personality entries, which is why I was
Yeah.
interested to see if it's got something that would match.
I think we should give him a Growlithe. I know it's a cop out there, but he is a cop.
Aha! I feel like you'd take a Growlithe as well.
And
We
he
have-
wouldn't have an Arcanine because like that's too much responsibility.
No, I don't feel like he should have evolved Pokemon like at all.
Yeah. Oh, so do we have to get rid of Gardevoir? But then it's just creepy.
No,
if his
Gardevoir's
sex
fine.
tape joke is the adolescent version of Gardevoir.
Gardevoir, we can keep Gardevoir. Gardevoir could be our exception. We have to give him an Ice type Pokemon because of the cool.
That
There
or
is
the
there's the new
cool.
stupid ice type Pokemon, which is straight up a penguin with an ice cube head.
I was gonna go with Cryogonal,
Oh yeah, the snowflake Pokemon.
just a snowflake.
He is
Yeah.
a snowflake.
We got 4 right now.
I
Mr.
thought
Mime because of daddy issues.
based on the name, I thought of
Yeah.
Ditto. Because he's prone to slang.
Okay, Ditto could go in there. That would bring us up to 6 because Mr. Mime because of daddy issues. Mr. Mime is the daddy issues Pokemon.
We could do like Apom because it's kind of like a trickster Joker Pokemon.
What do we take out to make room for Apom though?
You take out the Ditto.
Mm.
Does he have many hats, Peralta?
He literally goes around trying to be in disguise all the time.
Yeah, he does try and make up a different backstory for every even
That's
remotely
true.
undercover thing. So here's the thing: he's gonna have a Ditto that is going to always look like an Apom, no matter what it's trying to transform into.
The one crime I couldn't solve
It
was
just
the
has
one
like
of my
different hats.
wife dying.
Just different hats, different shirts.
Yeah,
It wears things.
it's a Ditto, but it always looks like an Apom.
I think that's a good team for Jake Peralta.
Yeah, no, I like it feels solid.
We got Dirty Desk, Dad Issues, Sex Tape, Police, Many Hats.
There
And
was
Cool.
one Pokemon that was, because based on his bad food habits, I was thinking one that implies where like he will just eat no matter if it's gone moldy or not, because he's done that before many times and it's joked about in the show. where
Though
he-
you know all the Pokemon that you named earlier that ate food? Charles Boyle would have every single one of them.
Every one of them. We have to give Boyle all the food Pokemon. Except like he's some okay. The weird thing about Boyle is like he's self-proclaimed picky about his food, but like he eats the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it probably tastes good.
Probably.
Well, actually,
No,
according
we
to
have it on
Boyle,
good
does,
account that
but
it doesn't.
Everyone else says it tastes awful. Except Boyle broth. Boyle bone broth. Boyle bone boys is pretty.
I am going to accept Rose's judgment on food.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good team for Jake Peralta. And
Well-
that's why this bingo sheet. These are characters that we know and we like. Except for the
know.
ones that I have.
I know it seems weird, but there's also Cherubi. It evolves and exists by sucking energy out of the small ball that's connected to it. That would be Boyle.
Well, maybe that'd be early Jake, but I don't think
Yeah.
it represents late Jake.
No.
I do want fan art now, though, of a Cherubi where the tiny one has Boyle's head and the big one has Peralta's head.
See, I thought it fit.
Let me see what I can Photoshop out of that.
Oh god, no! No!
Okay, we got
It's your
our
fault.
next
You put it out there.
our next bingo sheet. The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, and you're talking about
The best character from The Walking Dead. Rick
Daryl.
Grimes. No, the man who bites someone's throat out. It was the only good scene in
Man
all of
Who
Walking Dead.
eats a worm and still is sexy. Daryl Dixon.
Yeah, no, I distinctly remember when we first watched the episode where Daryl eats a worm.
He digs it out of the ground, it's wiggling, and he just puts it in his mouth and eats it. And I'm like,
And
I
you-
am
you-
still attracted to him.
You said something along those lines, is that you were still attracted to him,
I
which
don't
I can
know.
accept.
That was
I was
somehow
never
not a
into Daryl.
deterrent. Yeah,
Rick
because you're into
Grimes,
someone
he's,
like Corbin. But like, you can't compare a manly, like, rural dude with like a Shota, practically.
How?
What? You're a different type of person. Okay, I half the time I touch you or try and like lay my head on you and you're like, ow, it hurts. So
All right. Well, I gotta admit, you'll just be taken away by Daryl Dixon. It's fine.
well, I'm
Okay,
not
so
saying one
Rick
is better.
Grimes.
It's just you can't compare liking like. Fine, whatever.
He wouldn't have any Pokemon because he thinks that they're going against him.
That or he would have just one, and it's a good
Yeah,
boy.
he'd have one Pokemon he's really loyal to. Is there a cowboy Pokemon? Oh, Tauros. Or Mudsdale. the
Guys,
horse
I'm gonna argue with you here. Daryl is Rick's Pokemon.
Actually, yeah, all of them. Because Rick just sends them around. Especially, like, Daryl is his Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'd have a Daryl and a Tauros. Tauros is the most cowboy Pokemon, I think, in my opinion. Like, I know Mudsdale is like a horse and cowboy, but Tauros just got that whole Western vibe.
Well, yeah. There's a reason it was the North America region exclusive in Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah. So he'd have a Tauros and a Daryl Dixon. And he'd have a Pokemon that bites throats out. Again, it was the coolest thing he's ever done. The scene
Mile?
where he bit that throat out is great.
Yeah, it could be
Mawile.
Mawile.
It,
Could be.
It'd be like a Pokemon that learns like Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, all those. And like there are probably like Carvanha or Sharpedo.
There you
Their
go.
whole deal is just biting people and going for the throat. And they've got rough skin, which, Rick Grimes, he's got rough skin. Actually, probably not. I bet you he has such soft skin because he's an actor.
He's
like,
a
plays
British
this
actor.
rough-
Popped up for
Yeah,
me.
he plays this rough and tumble cowboy, but he's probably got like the softest skin. Like you shake hands with Rick Grimes, and it's like, whoa, it's like a velvety pillow. I thought you fought all day with guns and stuff, but what is this?
I
Ooh,
agree
new
that the biting throat is the coolest moment Rick Grimes ever gets, and it's all downhill from there.
Oh yeah, but it was all downhill up to there too. Weirdly enough, we were going downhill, and then suddenly we like hit a trampoline, and for a moment we bounced high, and then we just kept going downhill again. That's the definition of Walking Dead. It's just a giant hill, and at one point there's a trampoline.
See, as someone who read the comics a lot, the one thing I liked better in the show than in the comics was Negan. And they managed to ruin that.
Yeah.
Like his entrance was cool. Then that season slowly dissolved. Well, up until like the first conflict was okay. And then it like once they get into the conflict,
Well, it was
it's
just
straight
that
up to
Negan had better plot armor than most anime characters.
yeah. Well, after they get into the actual like counterattack, the Alexandria counterattack, that's when it becomes Negan has plot armor. Whereas before it was that Negan's like has a highly organized and numerous group.
Yep.
So it made sense, but they just gave him full on plot armor.
I bet you if he ever got shot, he would open up his jacket and he'd pull out the script for the next episode and he'd be like, "Saved by the plot, mother." Oh, that'd be a great scene in like a Deadpool TV show where someone shoots Deadpool and then he pulls out the script for the next episode. Nah, man, I'm good. Plot armor.
What, pull into Teddy Roosevelt? That's what saved Teddy Roosevelt.
Was a
His
speech?
50
Yeah.
page speech or something like that. Yeah.
It was
In
yeah.
the TV show Life on Mars, the one character gets shot, and then he pulls out his flask and shows that his flask like ricocheted the bullet or whatever, stopped it. And someone's like, "Whoa, what are the odds of that?" And then he proceeds to pull out 12 other flasks he has on his body, and it's like, "Oh man, your alcoholism saved you today."
Always carry many flasks. You'll never know
Okay.
when you'll be shot or need to drink.
We've got our next character, Malcolm Reynolds.
Malcolm Reynolds. Well, we also have to give him a Western Pokemon, so he's also gonna start off with a Tauros.
Yeah, he's very
Tauros is great.
bullheaded.
Oh, he's pig-headed. Yeah, he could have like a. Is there? There's pig Pokemon. Except all the pig Pokemon
Well,
I find.
I said bullheaded
But
Oh,
no, he is
bullheaded.
also pig-headed.
a little bit.
Because like
yeah.
a lot of the pig-headed pig Pokemon, they're. I feel like they don't really embody a pig. They just happen to have some pig-like features.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna go for Gramble there.
Yeah, because like I thought Gramble too, and I was about to say it, but I was like, but I just said the word pig. Gramble's not a pig, but he's like the most pig Pokemon, even though he's not a pig.
Even though he's not a pig, he's a dog. I know,
And
but it
fairy
works.
type.
I'm also going to. I know that this line has been played out a lot during today's episode, but
Mr.
they
Mime.
no, not Mr. Mime. They have a courtesan that they use in
Oh,
order to gain diplomatic advantage. So they have a Gardevoir.
we really
Mal has a
addressed the
Gardevoir.
fact that Pokemon has some real creepy, seedy stuff in it. That's the
We just
moral of
really want
today's
people to know that
podcast.
Gardevoir is there to be an object of sex appeal, and that
And
that's
then
wrong.
Lopunny was them trying to one up themselves.
Lopunny was like, let's make all the furries.
They were like, "Hey, you guys, you remember that TV show that movie Space Jam? Oh yeah, I love Space Jam." It's like that's the one thing most people remember from Space Jam. Lola Bunny? Yeah, let's make that a Pokemon. If we get a Lopunny in our Nuzlocke, we're gonna name it Lola Bunny.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Or
that's
we go
probably
full,
why it's called Lopunny, right?
yeah. Or we go full tilt and we name it Lolita. We name it
Ooh.
Lolita Bunny.
Lolipa. Get your puns right.
Okay, so wait, we've got a Tauros, we've got a Gramble, we've got a Gardevoir. I don't think he has a Mr. Mime.
No. Everyone actually does have it. Here's the thing: people think they have 6 Pokemon, but you actually have 7. And behind
The
you, at
seventh
all
is Mr.
times in a
Mime.
Pokemon game, is a Mr. Mime. Like right when you summon your Pokemon, another Pokeball behind you goes off, and standing behind your character that you can't see is a Mr. Mime. And he's who carries you to the Pokemon Center when you black out.
All right, we need to get some more Malcolm Reynolds Pokemon in here.
Okay, Trubbish.
Oh, them's fighting words.
Is there a Firefly
hang
Pokemon?
on. Hang on.
There is.
like-
There's late. What was its name? It's from 3rd generation. I think it's called Volbeat. Volbeat, I think.
Volbeat?
Yeah, I think it's a Firefly Pokemon.
Oh, look at that.
We just had those come up in
Um,
Pokemon Go, actually.
I'm gonna say Charizard. For an anime reference here, it's rebellious.
It's a
Can't-
Tsundere.
You can't tell it what to do.
Charizard's
It's
the
surprisingly
original
delicate
Tsundere.
because you can't put Charmander's tail out or else it'll die.
Yeah, I think Charizard works because that's pretty much his whole personality type because he's a Tsundere.
Yeah. The problem is that he's a Tsundere pursuing a Tsundere. It goes
Yeah.
both ways, and that doesn't work.
That also happens in Pokemon when Charizard tries to pursue other Charizards.
Where's my bugs? Looking at my bugs.
I think it's like Bug Electric type. Volbeat.
Do you need me to look it up?
I should be able to find it.
Okay, because I'm currently fighting James, so... Yeah, Justine James decided to appear in there. In their little.
If I don't see it, I'll
Meowth
just
video.
search for Volbeat and see if that shows up.
It was from third gen, I think. Because I think there's a girl version and a male version or whatever. They're called like Volbeat and Illumise, I think.
Illumise, yeah.
Illumise. Okay, yes, there's Volbeat and Illumise. Okay, yes, now I know the ones you're talking about. I caught a Volbeat, yeah. Volbeat would do, no, Illumise. I actually don't think that are they Fireflies?
They're connected, I
Fireflies.
just don't know what they are. Yeah.
Because like they have their butts light up.
Okay, I think that brings us up to 5, right?
Yeah, Tauros, lewd Pokemon, Volbeat,
Granbull,
and
Charizard.
Trubbish. Oh,
Not Trubbish.
okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not letting you take that one.
We could do something like Clefairy, because it's like from outer space.
It is the space Pokemon.
Sailor Moon would have a Clefairy for sure.
Yeah, 100% Sailor Moon would have a Clefairy, but I think it actually might fit on Mel's team. You might have a point there.
And it's cute. And we all know that Nathan Fillion is cute.
Nathan Fillion is cute.
Nathan Fillion is in Community.
I don't know if I've actually seen the episode with him in it.
Yeah, way later. He plays a janitor.
I have seen him, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which was great.
Yeah.
So we've given Malcolm Reynolds his team. Let's move on. Let's get our last 2 TV shows in and fill up our bingo card.
Oh yeah. Wait, we actually didn't do Stranger Things.
It's not on the list?
No, because our next one is Geralt.
Oh right, because Witcher is on there.
Geralt.
Because yeah, we shit on the Witcher a lot.
We do.
It's funny. We watched it, and I think we both enjoyed it. It's just that last episode really like.
And there's problems with it, and there's a big crowd of the books are better. I have the disadvantage of not having read the short stories going into the first novel, and I will say this: the books have pacing issues. Like major pacing issues where it feels like I am ripping out fingernails while turning pages.
Well,
but there's also great sections that I love, and like I'm just better pacing would be nice.
from my personal perspective with The Witcher, I'll watch that any day.
Yeah, you're enjoying The Witcher for a very different reason.
Which leads me to our first, and we've dipped into this well a lot, but we're dipping into a slightly different part with Machoke.
Machoke. Oh yeah.
Not as creepy as Machamp, but still that weird, sexy buff man that wears underwear.
Yeah.
And
it'll do the job.
Underwear. It's leather underwear, which works with Geralt a lot. Okay, we gotta have something to do with like this whole like cat eyes seen in the dark kind of like stuff.
Oh, I do have to throw in.
Gothita seems to see things that no one else has seen, so
Better if it had cat eyes, I think. Though I also have to say that there will once again be a Doublade.
Or does he? Yeah, does he use 2 swords or 1?
2 swords, 1 steel,
Okay,
1 silver.
Yeah. So Doublade. So he's got his sexy man leather underwear Pokemon. He's got his 2 swords, Doublade. We could go with Delphox. Because it's like I think Delphox is the best magic Pokemon.
he needs a horsey.
Oh yeah. But not a Horsey. Because a Horsey is it's funny.
A seahorse.
He needs a Horsey, but not the Pokemon Horsey. I think we could go with Rapidash. Basic. And it's got a unicorn horn, so it's got the whole magic feel.
Well, I'm
Then
gonna actually read
technically
out...
wouldn't Yennefer have the Rapidash?
I don't have a Rapidash.
Okay, so you can have Mudsdale then. The big old fat horse Pokemon that's all about being burly.
What? Which one?
It won't be in there.
Mudsdale? Yeah, it's from the 6th gen. Or no,
What
7th.
what about a Stantler?
Well-
Stantler's magnificent antlers, I know it doesn't have antlers, but were traded at high prices as works of art.
Well, that would be a deer and not a horse. If you're saying he needs a horse, he needs a horse.
It's similar to a
Yeah,
horse.
Mudsdale. Mudsdale's the best horse. Are you looking at Mudsdale?
I'm gonna look at Mudsdale. Yeah. I assume it looks kind of like a Clydesdale.
Does it evolve from Blitzel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
No, that's the zebra Pokemon. It evolves from Mudbray, the donkey Pokemon.
But Mudsdale is definitely a
Okay, so
horse.
we got a Mudsdale. Yeah,
Doublade.
Mudsdale, Doublade, Machoke. I think Delphox, because it's actually no. Delphox would go to I think Yennefer because it's like the witch Pokemon.
Now, does it have to be Machoke, or can it be like Sock, for example? Because there's Sock and
It's-
Throw.
Too many clothes.
Yeah, it's got to be all like muscly chest, upper
Wearing
body,
leather
looking
underwear.
ripped.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get in there.
Oh, I forgot about Obstagoon.
What else do we feel like we
Kiss
need to
Pokemon.
represent with Geralt?
I wish I had an entry for Obstagoon,
He's
but I don't.
like magic immunity kind of stuff, which could be Spirit Tomb, but actually it works because Spirit Tomb's only weakness is fairy types. It's immune to everything except fairy types.
Right, that actually does work pretty well for the
Hmm.
things a Witcher will have to worry about.
And then a Komala. It's
Oh,
a Pokemon that doesn't sleep. It's got a lot of energy. And it's just a cute, cuddly boy.
I was actually gonna say, because of what his
Oh, no, it
personality
always
and opinions are like, Yamask. Each of them carries the something that used to look like its face when it was human, and sometimes they look at it and cry. Because he has that disparity of, like, yes, I was human, he has personal issues with what happened because of that, but he also doesn't consider himself human anymore.
Okay. I like that, and I've got our final one. So I think we're at 5 with the Yamask, and the last one is Mewtwo.
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually
I
gonna
like
say Mewtwo.
I like Mewtwo for his broodiness, his
Yeah.
issues,
It
his
was
disdain
worked
for
on by
humanity.
humans.
Where do I belong?
And if anyone's gonna have a Mewtwo, it's gonna be Geralt.
Yeah.
And Mewtwo has that huge dick. It's so big that it just like trails behind it.
So big it looks like a tail.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that it's a tail, but that's when you get into a fight with a Mewtwo and the tail comes back forward. And you're like, oh my god! It's just because you're going so fast that it's flying behind you.
Or he just gets so angry that it pops out in front. And you're shaking your head. It'll be
Okay.
Just
fine.
yeah, it'll be
don't worry.
fine. I know it'll be
The fu-
fine.
The funny thing is, we didn't have Stranger Things in our bingo sheet, but you luckily just brought it up naturally before. And the Demogorgon's a Pokemon anyways. Same with the
Yeah.
Demodog.
Oh yeah, even more so the Demodogs. You've got an evolution there. Demodog, Demogorgon.
Yeah, and the greatest evolution is Season 1 Steve to Season 2 Steve to
Yeah.
Season 3 Steve.
Yeah, it's a real progression that I like. I need to get the extra DLC for Dead by Daylight because currently I'm playing Season 1 Steve, and I gotta Season 2 it up.
You gotta upgrade that Steve.
Yeah. But you know,
go from mean Steve to mom Steve.
but you know, microtransactions, it costs real money to go from mean Steve to mom Steve.
To mom, which is, that's a terrible message to be putting across, that the only way you can become mom Steve is with money.
We could have made him a Cubone. Because he's kind of obsessed with trying to find his mother again.
Wow.
No, Cubone knows where its mother is. It's wearing it.
I know. but
And I don't
get
think
more of
Geralt's
it.
mother is dead. So
She might be. He's like almost 100 years old.
Like, he's done this weird hallucination thing in the show. I don't know. And people that read the books are gonna be like,
Alright,
how
do
do you not know?
do we
Like,
have another
"Oh."
character to cover?
No.
No. We've done it all. Oh wow. That was our
Good.
first live show.
Because my tablet's like crashing. It's not happy.
Our well, that was it for our first live show. Be sure to talk in the chat or anything if you want us to do this again. Otherwise, link below to find the podcast. Hope you enjoyed. I have to do our outro music now. Check out all our social links below, where you can find, if you're listening to the podcast, you can find our Twitch where we did this. If you're listening on Twitch, you can find our podcast. We'll see y'all next week or on Monday if